My name is Alex Flatley, and in May of 2013 I was finishing up my finals. I started to feel extremely ill. I had a constant headache, I couldn't stop throwing up, and my back felt like it was broken. I called my mom to see what I should do, and she told me to go to campus health in the morning before my last two finals to see what they thought. When I went in, I told them my symptoms, and the doctors gave me antibiotics, medication for my nausea, and told me that it was just the flu. My doctor wrote my professors a note that excused me to go to the bathroom to throw up during the final and come back. I don't know how I made it through that, but I headed back to my room so I could pack up and get ready to fly home. From that point on, everything started to feel hazy. I felt like I was in a dream. My mom picked me up from the airport that night. She said I looked pretty sick and that I would go to the doctors in the morning. We were getting ready to leave for my appointment, and she said, "Alex, are you ready to go to the doctors?" And I said, "Yeah, what time's church at?" My mom's instincts kicked into high gear and she knew something was seriously wrong. She started shaking and she called my brother-in-law. As we were driving there, my brother-in-law didn't notice anything too bizarre, but he said he could see I was slowly becoming more dazed. When we got to the hospital, they ran tests including several lumbar punctures, MRIs, CAT scans, and blood tests. After the tests, the doctors came in to tell my family that I had viral meningitis, encephalitis, and sepsis. I fell into a coma shortly after being in the hospital. Everything just went black. I woke up from my coma several days later not knowing who anyone was. My mom looked down at me and she asked if I knew who my mother was. I looked at her and I said, "I don't know where my mom is, but I'm very close to my mom and I love her more than anything." That instantly brought tears to her eyes. The doctors were not sure how much of my memory I would lose, if I would lose my sight or my hearing, or if I would have to relearn to walk. I was also at high risk for losing limbs. I was on my deathbed. There was not one thing that looked good about my situation until I remembered who my dad was. I woke up and I looked at my sister and said, "That was weird." She said, "What was it, brubby?" I looked up at her and I said, "I was with my dad. He told me to be strong and not give up. I lost my father 4 years ago, but before he passed, he told me, 'Buddy, you've got the heart of a lion. Through all the difficult things in life, you have to be strong and keep that positive attitude of yours.'" I lost a lot of memories, but I never forgot that. I came back from the hospital with a PICC line, which was an IV that went from my bicep to my heart that needed medication every 8 hours. At first, I laid on the couch all day and could barely eat anything. At the hospital, I lost nearly 40 pounds. My head felt like it was going to explode. My stomach killed me. I had nausea and dizziness 24/7. My back felt like it was broken, and my legs felt like jelly. The doctors didn't think that I would be able to come back to school for at least 1 to 2 years. My mom was my rock, though. She got me on a highly nutritious diet to get my immune system back to full function, and she tried to get me to start moving again. It was hard for me to even walk, but I wanted to take one more step. My mom walked with me every single day. At first, we could only make it to the kitchen. It took a month for me to even be able to walk around the block, but I kept pushing myself and maintained a positive attitude. I tried to walk with the heart of a lion, and I pictured my dad pushing me forward. In July of 2013, I had yet another setback. I was on the couch and my mom was on the phone with my doctor. She said she heard me start yelling, "Mom, help me!" When she ran over, she saw that I was having another seizure. She thought that she was watching her son die right in front of her. The ambulance got to my house and took me to the emergency room. I'd relapsed. I'd fallen back into another coma, and things were once again looking bad. Even though things had gotten worse, I needed to look up and stay positive. I was still alive. I still had the greatest family a kid could ask for, and I still had the greatest friends this world had to offer. I realized that you can't take anything in this life for granted, and that fueled my soul. I refused to give up. I wanted to make my dad proud and show him that I do have the heart of a lion, like he did. There are many things that my mind has forgotten, but the thing I'm glad I forgot is the word can't. I forgot that a person can do anything if you think with a positive attitude. The word impossible is man-made. It does not exist. Nothing is impossible. If you think you can do it, then do it. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't. If I did that, then I'd still be lying on a couch back home. Even in the hardest of situations, you have to remember to keep fighting and walk with the heart of a lion.